Most of us know that one day, Jesus is coming back, that someday we'll all meet our end, and we all want to find our place in heaven. But there's that long stretch between birth and death, and during that journey, we all have a mission: to love, to be like Jesus, to figure out what our God-given talents are, and to use them for good, to fulfill a purpose. But so often, we get stuck in the idea that Jesus will return or that someday we'll pass away, and that makes us put our purpose on the back burner. We get comfortable, we bury our talents, and we just wait for Jesus. It was precisely this issue that God touched my heart about, and I believe He wants to do the same for you. In Matthew 25:14, Jesus shared the parable of the 3 servants. The boss was about to go on a trip and entrusted his wealth to 3 employees, giving each of them money according to their abilities. The first 2 got right to work and doubled the money, while the third, out of fear of making mistakes, decided to bury the money to ensure there'd be no risk of loss. When the boss returned, the third employee simply returned the amount he had received. For years, I questioned this parable, thinking that the third employee wasn't necessarily wrong since he took care of the money and gave it back to the boss. But one day, while I was doing the dishes, God asked me, "How long do you plan to keep burying your talents?" In that moment, I recalled this parable and finally understood what it meant. God told me that the first 2 employees took the risk of losing everything, of not having money to give back to the boss. However, the boss wasn't worried about that, otherwise, he wouldn't have entrusted them. He wanted to see their attitude, their action, and the willingness of their hearts. Often, we're afraid to take risks, to not be accepted, to have our ideas seem silly, illogical, or senseless, to be rejected when we show love, to be laughed at. So, we bury the talents that God has given us. When the time comes to meet Jesus, He'll ask, "What did you do with what I gave you?" You had a beautiful mission, a gift, a talent, and you didn't use it out of fear of making mistakes? Fear of failure? Jesus will look at us, just as He looked at the disciples in the boat during the storm, and He'll say, "Why are you so afraid?" Jesus isn't concerned about seeing you make mistakes. So stop being so hard on yourself, stop being so afraid. I have news for you: you will make mistakes, you will fail, you will get discouraged at times. But you'll also learn, be shaped and polished. You'll transform someone's life. It might be that 10 people reject you, but someone will be transformed, and that someone needs you. They need your talent, so grab a shovel, unearth it, clean it thoroughly, start studying and delving into it, and allow yourself to use that talent. Put into practice what you planned 5 years ago but set aside out of fear. Remember, the wicked aren't afraid to use the talents they possess. They might do things imperfectly, spread lies, deceive people, but they do. They aren't afraid of what others will think of them. If they, acting in that manner, can succeed, why do you think you can't, with all your reverence for God, all the respect in your heart, and the strength that comes from above to sustain you? How can we be afraid? Today, decide to step out of your comfort zone, unbury your talent, and use IT to spread the love that lies within you, too. Change someone's life who's eagerly awaiting your action, a prayer, a hug, a care. The world needs you.